Welcome to the channel. My name is Aaron Touchstone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best sim racing cockpits from wheel stands, foldables, aluminum profile, and high-end rigs. Now, each of these cockpits that I'm going to be listing today are all sold on Amazon. And the reason why I did that, I wanted it to be accessible to everyone. And we're going to be showing some of the Amazon reviews and Reddit reviews. Basically just took all the comments from each cockpit, kind of threw them into AI and gave a short summary of each one. So the reason I wanted to go through this is because people are in all kinds of different scenarios, especially in the sim racing world. You can see here we have a couple of different cockpits from someone who has a room to itself with triple monitor mount, a podium one rig, which is as top of the line as you can get, all the way down to an Xbox One playing on a wheel that I think only spins 180 degrees. So there's a sim racing setup for everyone. So let's get right into this video. And if you're looking for any of the links, all of the links are down in the description below. And be sure to like and subscribe, because I am making videos just like this every single week where I'm either talking about sim racing products or racing on iRacing. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. But let's jump right into it. The wheel stand with the most Amazon reviews is the GT Omega Pro wheel stand. This comes in for $206, and I want to talk about wheel stands specifically before we go any further here. Wheel stands are great. I think they are much better than having a table mount, but they are not permanent. You're going to see here the cons can be a stepping stone. So basically what this means is people buy these and most of the time get rid of them because they want a sim racing cockpit that is all attached. So the seat is actually attached to the stand itself. These wheel stands are great for a test, I would say. So you're basically just testing to see if you actually like sim racing before you start spending the big bucks, because sim racing does get expensive. From my understanding, this is a very good wheelbase or a wheel stand. 2,500 reviews at 4.6 stars. That is a very good review base. So I don't think you're going to go wrong here with the GT Omega. It's just a bit expensive, and that is why I brought in the Marada X frame. It is $100 cheaper, and if you plan on upgrading later, this is a very similar product, just $100 cheaper. So if you plan on upgrading a little bit later to a full cockpit, would highly suggest getting the Marada X frame. 380 Amazon reviews, 4.4 stars. Yes, a little bit less reviews, but you're saving $100 to test out if you like a wheel stand or a full sim racing cockpit. So I would highly suggest trying out the Marada one, just because it's a little bit better value for you. And if you want to pause and read the Reddit opinion, feel free to do so. Now, jumping over to foldable cockpits. This is my favorite one in the list, in my opinion. $229 is the Playseat Challenge. This is for people who want a full cockpit and they're limited on space. Now, if you don't know how much space you need for a cockpit, mine is probably a good, gosh, probably 6 to 7 feet long and 2 to 3 feet wide. So it is taking up quite a bit of space every day inside one of my rooms. Now, this specific Playseat Challenge, you can fold it up, you can put it in a closet, you can lean it up against the wall to kind of get it out of the way, and it is still attached. That's why a lot of people like it. You are going to be dealing with flex, and flex is something I didn't talk about the wheel stand. So flex is something that's very important to basically everyone, whether you know it or not. You're going to notice on a wheel stand specifically that your wheel is going to move up and down or side to side. It's not going to be super sturdy. So that's why people like to upgrade to full sim racing cockpits. But this is a foldable cockpit, which is a great option. Now, here is the Next Level Racing GTLite Pro. $299, a little bit worse on reviews. It's supposed to be a little bit more sturdy. I personally have never raced on either one of these foldable cockpits, so keep that in mind. Somebody said that they could handle 13 Newton meters of power. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. I would probably put it closer to 8. Either one of these foldables, I probably wouldn't go above 8 Newton meters of power, or you're just kind of gonna be wasting your wheelbase. It could also potentially damage your wheelbase if it was moving too much. So keep that in mind. I personally would probably go with this one if you're trying to save space. It's supposed to be easier to fold up as well, so I would stick with the Playseat Challenge. Now, moving over to a little bit higher of an upgrade here, and I had made a little mistake in the presentation here. This is the Playseat Trophy. You can see here we had a little bit of a price jump, and I forgot to attach the Amazon reviews. It did pull the Best Buy and Walmart reviews. Walmart 4.7 stars with 70 ratings, 4.5 stars with 8 reviews on Best Buy. On Amazon, 4.5 stars, 514 reviews. People love this thing. This is a very, very popular cockpit. It is sturdy. From my understanding, it does pretty well holding up to about 12 Newton meters in power. That is a very, very healthy Newton meter that you can hold. This is getting closer to an in-game rig. I think you are getting into the big buck ranges of $5.99. I know things get a little bit more expensive, and this is where you're investing into sim racing at this point. I don't think you can go wrong here. Everybody simply loves this thing. I have seen people complain about the seat was the only problem here, so keep that in mind. Do your own research. The seat seems to be a little bit of a problem with the sim rig, but obviously you can see this thing is rated very, very well. Now, into the favorite part of my video. This is the Marada aluminum profile cockpit, and I want to talk about this one specifically. I've done 2 reviews on this specific cockpit. I have about 40,000 reviews on, or 40,000 views on both of those videos, and I have looked everywhere since I've posted this because a lot of people have bought this cockpit because of me, and I can gladly say that I shared the right cockpit, because if I look at any of the reviews, if I look at people posting what type of sim racing cockpit do you have, I will see this cockpit mentioned almost everywhere, and I love it because I started this thing had like 30 reviews I think when I made the video, and now 4.6 stars, 174 reviews. I love this thing. Currently, I'm on a Track Racer TR40S because I had it sent to me, but I'm about to take the seat off of that and put it onto my Marada cockpit because this thing is amazing. This thing is the best bang for your buck that you can get. $479. The only complaint that I've seen people say about this is the seat. Now, I want to talk about the seat specifically. The seat is like a normal car seat. I would suggest getting like a $10-15 lumbar support. It'll make it a little bit more comfy, and then it reclines. You can slide it back and forth to make it easier to get out of the rig. And this thing is so much more comfy than a bucket seat. I saw so many people saying, "Oh, it's not a bucket seat." Well, let me tell you, this thing is so much more comfy. If you're doing endurance races, buy it with this seat. If you're sim racing for more than an hour or 2, I promise you this seat is going to be much more comfy than a bucket seat. I have a $500 bucket seat, and I prefer that seat for being comfort. So keep that in mind. That's my personal preference. But I absolutely love this sim racing cockpit. I'm going to leave a link to my video somewhere over here so you can go watch it. Had a couple of two really good reviews on this specific cockpit. Absolutely love it. I would rate this thing 5 out of 5 stars. Now, people complaining about the bucket seat. Here's my solution to you. This is a much newer cockpit. There's not many reviews on this thing. I think there's like 9 to 11 right now. 9/11. But it is $479 as well. It is supposed to be an 80/40 cockpit. I don't think it's going to be as sturdy up top. The plate is a little bit different. The Marada Sim Racing Cockpit handled 12 Newton meters very easily, no flex at all. The air is swing. It comes with your bucket seat. I hope this solves your problem to the people who want to complain about the Marada not having a bucket seat. Go try this thing out. It's rated really good. I haven't personally tried it, but it looks like a good setup. I think it could be just as good. It might be better than the Marada, but from personal experience, I still have to recommend the Marada. Now, when you're going to the higher end aluminum racing rigs, the only brand that I mentioned here is Track Racer. There is a bunch of different types of brands, but keep in mind, I want to say something specific about these high-end brands. Yes, they can be worth it. You probably know if you are a person who's about to upgrade to one of these rigs. To compete, the same rig that Track Racer offers for this 479 version is $1,300 to get it from Track Racer. So keep that in mind. that is for a specific person who is trying to sim race at the highest end. Maybe wants no flex, maybe they're running a 24 Newton meter wheelbase. That is where these rigs go into play. I would recommend Track Racer. I'll leave a link below to them. And there is also a company called SimLab. I want to give them a shout out as well, because most of the bigger YouTubers are moving to SimLab. So just keep that in mind for those high-end rigs. Look up those two companies, do your own research, and I left the link below to Track Racer. But which one should you actually buy? So talking about the wheel stands, we have $109 versus $206. I think these things are basically the same wheel stand. I would recommend the Marada X frame over those. Now, if you're comparing the wheel stand of the GT Omega to the Playseat Trophy, you want to fold them up, or you have the option to, have that extra room to have a full seat. I would recommend the Playseat Trophy over the GT Omega wheel stand, just because they are connected. Having the seat and the stand connected makes things tremendously better. Gonna skip over the GTLite. I wouldn't personally recommend this one, because I think you're going to get the same value out of the Playseat. I'd rather you save, $70. Air Swing versus Marada. I would go Marada personally, because I absolutely love that thing, and would recommend it to everyone. I think that is the best bang for your buck cockpit out there, and I still haven't ran across one that is much better, at least. I've seen a couple of people try to challenge me on the price of things, and I let them know that that's just not the case. I recommend, if you go to build a sim racing cockpit to compete with one of these off of one of these brands, make sure you price out the seat and not just the frame, because they'll show a frame cost of $400, then you put on a seat and all of a sudden your rig costs $1,000. So keep that in mind. Anyways, Playseat Trophy, it seems to be a great Formula One or Formula cockpit setup. People love it everywhere. It's very highly rated. Would suggest trying out the Playseat Trophy as well, because it seems like everybody likes it. It's one of the highest rated on this list. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions about any of these sim rigs, feel free to leave me a question below. I'll do all the research that I can for you. And also, let me know what sim racing cockpit you are currently using. I would love to hear, are you on a wheel stand? Are you on a full setup? What is it like? I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. All the links are down below. I'll see you in the next one.